Siberia stretches across approximately 13 million square kilometers, larger than the entire United States and Europe combined. And yet, what do we really know about this land? For most of the world, it is seen as the coldest place on Earth, a synonym for endless forests and frozen emptiness. But in reality, it is far more than that. Lakes so deep, they hold a fifth of Earth's fresh water. Snow-capped mountains, alpine meadows, hissing geysers, remote islands surrounded by raging waves of the Pacific. Kurkure is a small river, a tributary of the Chulyshman. It flows in a narrow gorge, forming numerous waterfalls. The last one is 30 meters in height. Kurkure, located in a few kilometers upstream from Katun Pass on the right bank of Chulyshman River. Kurkure is translated as furious, and it is correspond to nature of the waterfall. The trail to the waterfall is very comfortable and smooth, has no steep descents and ascents, precipices, even a child can overcome it. Locals do not conduct industrial and agricultural activity in the Valley of Waterfall, as this place is considered as sacred. Rapid rises from narrow rocky gorge and divides into a plurality of spray, forming cool and humid surroundings with a lot of vegetation. The waterfall descends with fierce elegance, its white torrents slicing through dark cliffs under the mountain's sharp light. The rocks bear the smooth polish of time, shaped endlessly by flowing water and swirling currents. The 1,779-kilometer-long Angara River is a river in southeast central Russia that serves as an outlet for Lake Baikal. The Angara also acts as a major tributary of the Yenisei River, which itself ultimately drains into the Arctic Ocean. Arising from Lake Baikal, the river flows across the southern parts of the central Siberian plateau until it joins the Yenisei at Yeniseisk. The river glides with a steady, glassy flow, carrying the pure, cold waters born from Baikal's ancient depths. The riverbed, carved through layers of rock and silt, reveals the timeless patience of water-shaping stone. Flowing endlessly northward, the river seems to embody both serenity and strength, a living artery of Siberia's vast wilderness. The Sayan Mountains are a mountain range in southern Siberia, spanning southeastern Russia and northern Mongolia. Before the rapid expansion of the Tsardom of Russia, the mountain range served as the border between Mongolian and Russian cultures and cultural influences. The main feature of the range is Ergaki Subaranj, a nature reserve with many freestanding mountains with flat vertical walls. The Sayan Mountains rise in sweeping grandeur, their rugged ridgelines veiled in drifting clouds and shifting light. Jagged granite peaks pierce the sky like ancient sentinels, their faces etched by wind, frost, and the slow patience of time. Far from the noise of cities and the rhythms of modern life, there exists a lake so vast and deep that it seems to belong to another world entirely. Surrounded by Siberian forests and mountains, it has endured for millions of years, holding secrets beneath its glass-clear surface. Baikal is the deepest lake in the whole world, and it's located in the southern part of eastern Siberia, the region in the Asian part of Russia. It is located at the very border between the Irkutsk region and the Republic of Buryatia and has a shape of a giant half-moon. Besides, it's the biggest reservoir of fresh water on Earth, and the depth of Baikal is 1,167 meters lower than the world ocean level. It's often called the Sacred Sea, the blue eye of Siberia, the diamond of the planet. In winter, the lake transforms into a vast plain of ice, with transparent sheets so thick that vehicles can cross and cracks resound like thunder. Among the lake's most enchanting inhabitants is the Baikal seal, a creature found nowhere else on Earth. Baikal water is very unique, for it's not only just clean and fresh, it contains a very small amount of mineral salts, which makes this water distilled. Lake Baikal was listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1996 and is part of the Seven Wonders of Russia. It is also the world's oldest lake at 25 to 30 million years and among the clearest. The water carries a purity so exceptional that even at great depths, it remains translucent, glowing faintly with a bluish light. The Bugrinsky Bridge gracefully spans the Amur River in Novosibirsk, its striking red steel arch recalling the bow symbol found in the city's coat of arms. The former name Olkhon Bridge was later changed to Bugrinsky because it crosses the Bugrinskaya Grove on the left bank of the Oby. Former city mayor Vladimir Gorodetsky noted that the name Olkhon is 2 decades old and already outdated. On December 3, 2013, a commission decided unanimously to name the third bridge over the Amur River in Novosibirsk as Bugrinsky. The construction of the bridge began in February 2010 and finished in October 2014. The bridge was opened on 8 October 2014 by President Vladimir Putin, making it the third bridge over the Amur River. The bridge received the FIDIC Award of Merit for its innovation, quality, and sustainability in 2016. It is one of the longest bridges in Siberia and an architectural marvel characterized by its asymmetrical cable-stayed design. The engineering feat includes a main span of 380 meters, which facilitates uninterrupted river navigation. At sunset, the Bugrinsky Bridge transforms into a glowing ribbon across the Ob River, its red arch set ablaze by golden light. In winter, the Bugrinsky Bridge stands stoically over the frozen expanse of the Ob River, its arch dusted with snow like a steel sculpture. If you felt even a spark of wonder here, please subscribe. It means more than you know and helps me keep sharing these moments. The Amur River is located on the border of China and Russia and is a major waterway in the northeastern part of Asia. The Amur River is formed by the junction of the Shilka River, which rises in the Russian Federation, and the Argon River, which rises in Manchuria. The Amur and its 200 tributaries drain an area of 712,000 square miles, the 10th largest river basin in the world and one of the largest in the Russian Federation. Its wide channels and forested banks reveal seasonal drama: iron-gray ice in spring, lush green summers, amber autumn flows. Hidden deep within the southern folds of Siberia, where mist lingers over emerald slopes and the air carries the scent of untouched wilderness, lies a lake of quiet majesty. Amid the snow-fed valleys of the Altai Mountains, its turquoise waters mirror peaks that seem to guard an ancient serenity. Lake Kucherlin, a jewel of the Katun Nature Reserve, rests as a tranquil testament to Siberia's timeless harmony between earth, water, and sky. Lake Kucherlin is located in the Altai Mountains and Katun Nature Reserve of Siberia. Together with Lake Teletskoye, Beluka Mountain, and the Ukok Plateau, it forms a natural UNESCO World Heritage Site entitled Golden Mountains of Altai. The lake is surrounded by alpine meadows and peaks over 9,800 feet high. It is situated at the height of 5,870 feet above mean sea level, stretching for 2.90 miles from north to south. Its waters shimmer in shifting hues of turquoise and jade, changing tone with the passing clouds and mountain light. Ogoy is the largest island in the Malo-More Strait of Lake Baikal. It is located between the Cape Shara-Shulun on the west coast of the Olkhon Island and Kaminsky Bay on the western shore of Lake Baikal. It has an elongated shape, 1.8 miles in length and 0.37 miles in width. Vegetation on the island is scarce, mainly grasses and low-growing shrubs, with a few larches in the wide central region. Rising from Baikal's shimmering expanse, the island appears like a blade of stone cutting through a sea of glass. In the remote southern heart of Siberia, vast and untamed landscapes shimmer softly beneath the patient movement of light. Amid whispering winds and ageless snow, the Altai Mountains stand as both border and haven for enduring natural power. The Altai Mountains are located in the very heart of Russia, near the Russian border with Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and China. They are often called Russian Tibet, Siberian Switzerland, and even New Zealand, thanks to their beauty and strength. The highest point of the Altai Mountains and of the Siberian region as well is the Belukha Mountain. It is 4,509 meters high and is completely covered with snow from its peak to its bottom. The Altai Mountains are really very old, but the first documented encounter with them dates back to the 17th century. The Altai is a very versatile geographic region, where plains and steppes change to mountains and vice versa. Now, it's very popular among tourists because it has a lot of interesting things which can attract those who like active holidays and those who like to contemplate as well. The Altai's climate is known to be quite harsh. This region is famous for long, frosty winters and hot but short summers. The massif merges with the Sayan Mountains in the northeast and gradually becomes lower in the southeast, where it merges into the high plateau of the Gobi Desert. Every contour carries the quiet endurance of ages, shaped by wind, frost, and the secret patience of melting ice. Amid the wild heart of central Siberia, where the Yenisei River winds past the edge of civilization, nature rises in sculpted grandeur. Here, time has carved stone into towers, and wind has whispered legends through forests of pine and larch. Stolby Nature Reserve stands not merely as a landscape, but as a living monument to the dialogue between stone and sky. Russia's most visited national park is located right across the river from Krasnoyarsk's city center. Stolby Nature Reserve is a nature reserve 10 kilometers from Krasnoyarsk. Its name, Stolby, means pillars in Russian, and the reason is the rock complexes open for hikers. More than 200,000 tourists come to Stolby annually to enjoy more than 47 hectares of unique flora and fauna. Its highlight are the fingers of volcanic rock called Stolby, poking above gently sloping wooded mountains. Among the mountain ranges of light pinery, larch, and cedar, thousands of years, winds and rains grinded these interesting figures. The pillars are situated on the territory of the Krasnoyarsk Pillars Nature Reserve. The territory of the reserve is 47,000 hectares. It stretches 34 kilometers along the Yenisei River. Around them, the forest breathes with the scent of resin and damp moss, alive with the hum of unseen creatures. Hidden high within the folds of the Altai Mountains, where mist drifts between pine-covered ridges, 7 sapphire mirrors lie cradled in silence. Here, the air is thin and bright, carrying the scent of stone, snow, and ancient rain. Each lake seems to hold the sky itself, a reflection so pure that clouds drift twice across the same horizon. Karakol Lakes is a group of 7 mountain lakes in Russia, on the territory of the Altai Republic. The lowest lake is located at an altitude of 1,820 meters above sea level, the highest at an altitude of about 2,097 meters. The water in the lakes is cold and clean. There are practically no aquatic plants in them, as well as fish. Encircled by rugged peaks, the lakes form a natural staircase of turquoise pools cascading through the mountain basin. Amid the vast icy expanse of Lake Baikal, where silence carries the whispers of ancient spirits, a jagged promontory rises in quiet majesty. Its form, carved by wind and legend alike, stands as both a natural wonder and a sacred testament to time. Known for centuries as a place of reverence, this remote headland embodies the meeting of myth, stone, and the eternal breath of the Siberian sky. The northernmost cape of Olkhon Island is Khoboy Cape, that means a fang, a molar, in Buryat language. From the earliest times, Khoboy was considered to be a sacred place and served for performing religious rites. Khoboy Cape is located near the widest part of Lake Baikal, and it's only possible to make out the eastern shore and hilly outline of the Sviatoy Noz Peninsula when the weather is good. Approaching it from the sea, you will see a big piece of rock that looks like a figure of a woman. The legend has it that a woman that asked for the same wealthy house as one of her husband was turned by Tengris to a stone. Winds sweep across the cliff with a haunting rhythm, carrying with them the scent of cold stone and mist. To this day, Khoboy Cape is revered by Buryats and occultists of all kinds. Akkem Lake is located in Akkem River Valley on the northern slope of Mount Beluga, which is main aim for travelers from whole the world. Lake is located on 2,000 meters height. It is elongated from north to south, with length 1,350 meters and width approximate 600 meters. The basin of lake is a typical glacier trough-shaped mountain valley formed by the glacier activity. Lakesides are composed of loose glacial deposits and covered with tundra moss shrub. What kind of island can rise from a lake so vast it feels like an inland sea and still carry the weight of legends, spirits, and silence? With landscapes ranging from forest to steppe and traditions older than modern maps, it remains a place of quiet power. Olkhon Island is the largest island in Lake Baikal, Russia's and the world's largest freshwater lake. It is also one of the world's largest lake islands, surpassed only by Manitoulin Island and René-Levasseur Island in Canada. Famous for its steep rocks, the isle is believed to be a product of a tectonic clash that created Olkhon Gate Strait, now separating the island from the lake shores. Isolated and wild, a place that seems frozen in time, the island has recently seen a great influx of tourists from Russia and abroad. There are two versions regarding the origin of the name of the island, and both are derived from the language of the Buryats, the indigenous people of Olkhon. Olkhon is one of the most beautiful and mysterious places of the Baikal, rich with wonderful nature sights. Here one can find a unique variety of landscapes, including cliffs and sandy bays, thick woods and bare steppes. The climate is arid with very little precipitations and is milder and sunnier than the surrounding areas. The island stretches long and narrow across the lake's surface, its contours shaped by cliffs, hills, and rolling plains that give it a dynamic and layered appearance. From a distance, its silhouette rises gently from the water, with steep edges in some areas and soft sloping shores in others. Hidden deep within the mountains of southern Siberia, a vast valley stretches where rivers carve their way through silence and stone. The climate in the valley, protected from strong winds, is much warmer than the highlands. The valley of the Chulyshman River is represented by a big canyon with more than 130 kilometers length. Towering cliffs, some rising nearly vertically, cast shadows over green meadows dotted with wildflowers and alpine birches. There wasn't a road going down to the valley. Locals used steep horsepath or waterway through Toletsko Lake until 1989. Road descent has been begun in 1987 at the initiative of the director of the State Farm, Soviet Altai. It becomes the longest and dangerous pass in Altai, called Katun River Pass. The Chulyshman River begins as a glacial trickle high in the Altai, gradually gathering force as it winds through narrow gorges and open plateaus. Its waters are swift and cold, coursing over boulders and carving deep channels that shift subtly with each passing season. Chulyshman is known for its rapids and attracts water tourists, wishing to try its skills at rafting on the clear waters of the Chulyshman. Ergaki Waterfall descends like a silver ribbon from the rugged cliffs of the Altai, its waters roaring into the Emerald Valley below. Fed by snowmelt and underground springs, the waterfall grows loud and wild in late spring, sending mist into the surrounding pines. The echo of the falling water can be heard long before the falls come into view, building a sense of awe with every step closer. Irkutsk is the largest city and administrative center of Irkutsk Oblast, Russia. The city of Irkutsk is one of the oldest and most attractive Siberian cities. The city has a long and eventful history that fully reflects the history of Siberia. Irkutsk is named after the small river Irkut, which enters the Angara here. Irkutsk is one of Siberia's largest cities, situated on the Trans-Siberian Railroad, and serves as a supply base for the development of Siberian resource areas to the north. The Spasskaya Church rises with quiet elegance, its whitewashed walls gleaming beneath the northern sun. A slender spire crowned with a golden cross pierces the sky, shimmering against the blue expanse above. The monument to the founders of Irkutsk stands proudly on the banks of the Angara River, gazing toward the city it gave life to. This statue in downtown Irkutsk was built in 2011 to commemorate the 350 years of the city's history. Their cloaks ripple as if caught in a frozen wind, capturing the moment of their journey into the unknown. This is the Chuya River, restless, transparent, and unyielding, carving a path through the wild heart of Siberia with both fury and grace. Flowing between mountains and plains, it embodies the untamed pulse of the Altai, carrying the songs of water, wind, and earth in endless motion. The Chuya is a river in the Altai Republic in Russia, a right tributary of the Katun. The Chuya is 200 miles long, and its drainage basin covers 4,300 square miles. River Chuya originates in the high, swampy area on western slopes of Ridge Chikachev and northern slopes of Ridge Silyugim, combining into a single channel in Chuya Steppe. Transparent River flows out Chui Steppe and confluences left tributary a dull, white Chaganuzun. Chuya flows in the low banks, overgrown by bushes and sea buckthorn, from the village of Koshagach to the confluence with River Chaganuzun. Powerful stream of Chuya roars, forcing its way through stones, foaming up to 4 meters and falling into waterfalls. A dull color of Chuya flowing into Katun River changes its color a lot. Altaians consider place where Chuya confluences with Katun is sacred. Water spirits of Altai inhabit this place, according to legends. The river glides through valleys draped in golden grass, its surface gleaming beneath the clear Siberian sky. Each drop seems born from the mountain's soul, ancient, clear, and untiring in its devotion to movement. If you are not a Siberian, you will probably have the only single reason to go to Sheregesh, the local snow, which is unique. Starting from the beginning of November until the beginning of March, there's at least 1 meter of high-quality snow. The local powder is dry and fast and is considered to be the best snow in Russia. Sheregesh is a remote miners' settlement in Siberia, near Novokuznetsk. About 20 years ago, the ski resort was built at the nearby Zelenaya mountain. With the growing popularity of ski and snowboard in Russia, the town itself has been transforming gradually. Sheregesh is the only place in Russia where one can find a lot of snow as early as November, which is why it attracts many snowboarders from all over the country. EcoSign developed a comprehensive ski area master plan for Sheregesh, Siberia's premier ski resort, proposing renovations and expansions. Key features included upgrading lifts, enhancing base area facilities, and adding 3,000 new beds, significantly boosting skier capacity and the overall guest experience. Sheregesh, located in the Tashtagol district of Kemerovo Oblast, is Siberia's most developed winter resort and one of the largest ski resorts in the Russian Federation. The ski area is located on the south and east sides of Mount Zelyonaya and has three distinct base areas. Sheregesh is one of the most popular resorts not only for Siberians, but also for residents of many regions of Russia. More than 1 million tourists are coming here every year, and with each season, this number only increases. Blanketed in snow so light, it glimmers like crystal dust, Sheregesh unfolds as a highland realm, sculpted for winter's grace. Beneath the endless sweep of northern skies, where mist drifts like a pale veil over the horizon, stretches a land of stillness and depth. Here, the earth breathes through forests and marshes, exhaling the scent of pine, moss, and ancient soil, long hidden beneath water and frost. The West Siberian taiga unfolds as a boundless wilderness, vast, primeval, and quietly alive beneath the rhythm of the seasons. The West Siberian taiga ecoregion covers the West Siberian plain in Russia, from the Ural Mountains in the west to the Yenisei River in the east. Also known as the Siberian lowlands, the region is a large sink for atmospheric carbon dioxide, both in the forests and boggy peatlands. A vast lowland, the West Siberian taiga contains some of the world's most extensive forests and the largest peatlands. Coniferous forests, swamps, bogs, fens, rivers, and lakes support numerous invertebrates, fish, small mammals, and birds. Because the West Siberian ecoregion is thus outside of the normal agricultural and developed strip of southern Russia, it is sparsely populated. A sea of evergreens stretches beyond sight, their dark spires mirrored in pools of peat-stained water, glimmering under pale sunlight. The soil, deep and ancient, holds the memory of millennia, guarding the carbon of ages in its quiet, saturated heart. Ethereal and enduring, the West Siberian taiga stands as one of Earth's last great sanctuaries, vast, remote, and infinitely alive. In every season, the taiga endures unchanged and eternal, a realm where time moves with the rhythm of the earth itself. If a waterfall could embody the raw, untamed soul of the Siberian wilderness, then Uchar would thunder that truth from cliff to valley floor. Hidden deep within the rugged folds of the Altai Mountains, it was not carved slowly by centuries of erosion, but born suddenly from a landslide's fury. Cascade Waterfall, Uchar, or Chulyshman. Great Falls is the largest in the Altai Mountains. It is located on Chuya River, right tributary of Chulyshman, in 11 to 12 kilometers from confluence to Chulyshman. The origin is explained by rocks collapse as a result of earthquake that occurred nearly 150 years ago. The The falls tumble over granite slabs in chaotic, multi-tiered streams, producing a sound so loud it drowns all thought. Rock faces near the cascade are slick and glistening, shaped over decades by the relentless battering of water and wind. Slopes around the waterfall are strewn with colossal stones, remnants of the ancient landslide, now softened by moss and alpine grasses. Spruce and larch trees cling to the surrounding cliffs, their roots digging into rock, standing still while the water roars eternally below. Uchar doesn't allow to come closer than 50 meters. Watching this incredible natural performance, you feel powerful energy of pure element. Russian Association of Tour Operators included Uchar Waterfall into list of 5 most difficult Russian landmarks. The waterfall's thunderous flow, set against steep cliffs and alpine forest, produces a sensory crescendo of sight and sound unmatched in remoteness. Between ridges that slice the Siberian horizon and valleys softened by glacial time, a mountain realm reveals itself in silence and scale. Known for its raw beauty and ecological importance, Ergaki Nature Park offers a vision of Siberia that feels both mythic and precise, etched in stone, water, and wind. Granite peaks rise steeply from forested valleys, their rough surfaces streaked with rain marks and patches of lingering snow even in summer. Exposed rock faces reveal layers of weathered stone, cracked and broken by decades of freeze and thaw. The territory of the Ergaki Natural Park is a traditionally formed tourist center in the south of the region and the most visited part of the western Sayan. The name Ergaki is translated from ancient Turkic as fingers, which symbolizes the jagged peaks of the park, reminiscent of outstretched fingers. Natural complexes and park facilities have their unique ecological and aesthetic value. Snow blankets the range for much of the year, while summer brings sudden storms and an explosion of alpine wildflowers. This area is a miracle of nature and a real pearl of Siberia, along with Baikal Lake and Altai. This place is a dreamland, lost in Sayan mountain range. Nowadays, Ergaki is one of the symbols of Russian nature. The overall landscape feels quiet and spacious, shaped by glaciers and erosion over thousands of years, into a terrain that is raw, uneven, and deeply textured. There was a time when in this place, molten magma rose from the depths of the earth, but it did not reach the surface and gradually cooled and formed strong rocks, granites. In a land where mountains hold snow year-round and silence lingers in the pine-scented air, a river begins its journey from ancient ice. The Katun River, born in the high glaciers of the Altai, flows with both force and grace, uniting wilderness, culture, and beauty in its winding path. From far, Katun looks like a green river. That is because there's a lot of limestone in the water, so the light is reflected in a strange way. Katun is one of the major rivers at Altai. It's 688 kilometers long and starts at the height of 2,000 meters at South Altai Mountains. Katun is not very wide. Closer to Gorno-Altaysk, it is just 20 to 30 meters wide, and up towards the stream, it may be 50 meters wide. The river freezes up in late November or early December and breaks up in early or mid-April. Along the Katun, holiday camps and eco-lodges nestle amid pine forests, serving adventure travelers drawn to rafting, fishing, and hiking. In calmer stretches, motorboats glide across the turquoise surface, offering visitors a fast-paced glimpse of the river's scenic grandeur. While popular for sightseeing and transport, their use is increasingly regulated to minimize noise and protect the fragile riverine ecosystem. In winter, the Katun transforms into a frozen ribbon, its surface sealed beneath layers of blue-white ice that crack softly in the silence. The main attraction of Katun is that for years, since the Soviet times, it has been a mecca for water tourism and rafting trips. Katun's waters descend through dramatic gorges, rapids, and calmer stretches beneath spruce-forested ridges, offering visual drama at every bend. The Katun merges with the Bia, forming the Ob, one of the largest rivers in Siberia. Beneath the calm breath of the Altai Mountains, where silence hums like a hidden song, lies a pool that seems to dream in color. Encircled by pine and larch, this small lake glimmers as if painted by the sky itself, untouched by frost even in the depths of winter. Deep in the Altai Republic of Russia lies a brilliantly blue lake, remaining unfrozen year-round thanks to its thermal springs. Nearly 100 feet wide, but just over 6 feet deep, it is erroneously called Geyser Lake, even though the springs don't shoot up into the air. While they may not put on a show above water, under the surface, the springs form unique concentric circles of clay and silt, reminiscent of the patterns formed by geysers. The designs are actually grey, but are colored blue by the refraction of light. Geyser Lake was largely unknown before the secret spot was leaked, and tourists began flocking to the waters around 2010. Along the path lies a fairy tale forest with mock attractions connected to Russian legends. Clay with unusual heavenly colors is ejected from the ground at the bottom of the lake, and the lake delights with its turquoise colors. A view from above shows some blue-purple greenish circles that are formed by thermal springs coming out from this very special part of the Altai Mountains. To date, the origin of the Geyser Lake and its age have not been established. Such reservoirs are found in the Yellowstone Reserve, USA, but there their presence is due to volcanic activity. Each current etches patterns that never repeat, as if nature paints anew with every subtle breath of the earth. Around the edges, reflections of trees blend with underwater hues, blurring the boundary between forest and lake. Anyone who has heard anything about Lake Baikal knows that there is an unusual rock on the island of Olkhon that from time immemorial the indigenous people have esteemed. This wonderful creation of Baikal has many names: Cape Pescherny, Cape Shamansky, Shamanka Rock, Cape Burkhan. Historically, the first name was Cape Shamansky, Shamanka. When shamanism had been ousted by Buddhism, a new name for the sacred place of the Buruat was adopted: Burkhan. Today, the Cape has the status of a state natural historical monument. Burkhan is situated in the central part of the western coast of Olkhon, in the Pribaikalsky National Park, near the settlement of Kucherlin. A pathway from the edge of Kucherlin imperceptibly leads one to a long cape ending in a steep slope leading straight to the rock of Burkhan. The tops of the cliffs are slightly bent towards the Primorsky mountain range, as if ready to withstand Gorny, the worst of Baikal's winds. This is one of the most recognizable and revered places on Baikal, which is its calling card. Cape Burkhan is a double-peaked rock made of crystalline limestone, covered with bright red lichens. The height of the part of the rock closest to the shore is 30 meters, and the farthest is 42 meters. Today, Cape Burkhan is one of the main attractions of Lake Baikal, attracting tourists from all over the world. Its picturesque views make it a popular destination for photographers and nature lovers. In winter, Cape Burkhan rises solemnly above Lake Baikal, encircled by endless sheets of gleaming frozen ice. Frost and snow embrace the red-stained limestone, transforming the sacred rock into a sculpture of pure stillness. Barnaul is the largest city and administrative center of Altai Krai, Russia, located at the confluence of the Barnaulka and Ob rivers in the West Siberian plain. As of the 2021 census, it was the 20th largest city in Russia and the 4th largest in the Siberian Federal District. Located in the south of western Siberia, on the left bank of the Ob River, Barnaul is a major transport, industrial, cultural, medical, and educational hub of Siberia. The Christian church in Barnaul rises with calm dignity, its white walls and golden domes gleaming softly under the Siberian sky. Not all capitals wear crowns of marble or echo with the weight of centuries. Some rise from rivers and railways, carved by speed, science, and snow. Built not by royal decree, but by necessity and ambition, this city took shape along steel tracks and icy currents, expanding with the pulse of modern Russia. In the heart of Siberia, where extremes shape both climate and character, Novosibirsk emerged as a metropolis of intellect, innovation, and resilience. Novosibirsk is the largest city and administrative center of Novosibirsk Oblast and the Siberian Federal District in Russia. As of the 2021 census, it is the most populous city in Siberia and the third most populous city in Russia, after Moscow and St. Petersburg. Additionally, it is the largest city in the Asian part of Russia and the most populous city in the country that does not have the status of a federal subject. City blocks stretch outward in measured symmetry, framed by wide avenues built to endure the rhythm of trams and the silence of snow. Urban planners have left generous green corridors that double as snow-covered paths in winter and blooming promenades in spring. Novosibirsk was founded in 1893 on the Amur River crossing point of the future Trans-Siberian Railway, where the Novosibirsk Rail Bridge was constructed. Novosibirsk is located in southwestern Siberia, on the banks of the Amur River. Originally named Novonikolaevsk in honor of Emperor Nicholas II, the city rapidly grew into a major transport, commercial, and industrial hub. Novosibirsk was ravaged by the Russian Civil War, but recovered during the early Soviet period and gained its present name, Novosibirsk, in 1926. From frozen lakes that mirror the sky to mountains that rise like the bones of the earth, Siberia remains a land where nature speaks in silence and grandeur. Its wilderness shelters the breath of ancient forests, the thunder of rivers, and the shimmering vastness of plains, untouched by time. Each corner of Siberia tells a story, shaped by wind, ice, and the resilience of those who call it home. It is a region both fierce and fragile, where beauty often hides behind the veil of harshness. Through the long winters and fleeting summers, life here endures with quiet strength and unyielding grace.